Well, good morning, everyone. How are we all doing today? It is a magnificent Monday. It is. I'm so excited to be back. I said to Dawn last night, I mean, it's been over a month since we've had Morning Motivator calls, and it feels like it went by like that. Um, it was a good break. It was definitely a good break, and I'm really excited to be back. You need to pardon my voice. That will get better over the next few days. We have my daughter's cat here, so she was here when we got home. Cats had been here for a couple of days, 4 to be exact, on their own, and they've been here ever since. So they've been here a couple of weeks, and wow, it took about 3 days after we got home for it to settle in. We had a great vacation, and you know. A lot of lessons to be learned this summer. I discovered that this stuff I teach here, this stuff we talk about, the advice I give, it really works. It really works. And sometimes it's really hard to follow your own advice. And when you do, it's really cool when you realize it actually works. I'm feeling very good today. Oh, I've refreshed it 12 times, but we'll try again. How about there, Dawn? Oops. There we go. How's that? Are we up? All right. Going through a little bit of a family crisis, and the other day I thought I need to follow my own advice. Duh. In fact, actually, I think it was Dawn said, what would you say to Claudia right now? That's what he said, Claudia. What would you say to Claudia right now? I said, I'm doing exactly what I would say to Claudia. I was challenged. I have to admit, I was challenged. And I picked up our book, Smile for No Good Reason, that we were reading when we took our summer break. And I opened it to the page where we left off, and we're on principle number 8. You're going to laugh, okay? The principle number 8 says, we can choose and direct ourselves to be peaceful inside, regardless of what is happening outside. I read it and said, damn book. Actually, I think I said something a little stronger than that. And from that moment on, I took the book with me. It became my friend. I started reading it again and reminding myself. I'm the keeper of my own spirit. Faced with a crisis that demands resolution, you need to search for the potential for spiritual growth inherent in the situation. Damn spiritual growth. I don't want to grow. So I had a funny talk with myself, and I really did. I was asked on. I said to him, damn book. I took the book with me to have lunch with a friend. I took it with me to have lunch with my daughter. I showed her the page. Damn book. Am I still struggling with everything that's going on? Absolutely. Is everything wonderful and rosy? No, not by any stretch of any imagination. Do I feel good today? Oh, yeah, I feel good today. Well, I'm feeling a little physically off. My body has been under some duress for the last 2 weeks, but I'm okay. This will pass. I know what to do to fix that. So I'm really excited to be back. I missed you guys. I did. Although I know I've talked to most of you almost every day, and that's cool. Randy, really awesome to have you here with us today. I hope it'll be a regular occurrence. I really love your input. I really want to grow our Morning Motivator. I really want to share our stories. I really want to we need to spread the word. The truth of the matter is, this stuff we talk about, the lessons that we talk about the games we play, the things we do, work. But it's like anything, isn't it? It's like your business, it's your life, your career, your anything. It is whatever you put into it. And I decided I didn't really like the way I was feeling, and I didn't like the way I was feeling. But I allowed myself to feel the feelings I needed to feel. I allowed myself to feel them. I recognized what they were and spoke them for what they were. And I did my best to focus on everything around me without being sad about it. Do you know what I mean? Hey, Rick G. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Great to see you. So it wasn't easy to follow my own advice, and I still have that part of me who just wants to feel bad. You all recognize what I'm talking about. You all know what I'm talking. We've all had those experiences, right? Where something in our life happens and we feel bad. We feel sad. We feel whatever. We have judgments. And at the end of the day, I realized that wasn't, although this affected my life, this wasn't my life. My life's quite different. I live a very joyous life, and I had to remind myself every minute of the day that I live a very joyous life. It's been a struggle. It's helped me understand a little more that sometimes it's hard to follow our own advice, and I really had to almost discover that myself, that I had to follow my advice. And I pretty much said it to myself the same day Dawn said, "Are you following your own advice?" I said, "Actually, I am." It's not easy, though. And so once Dawn was on board with helping me follow my own advice, it became easier. Have you ever noticed that? They call them coaches, I guess. When you have someone who's there help reminding you that you get to choose how you feel. We've been having to remind ourselves a lot of that lately, and having to focus a lot on smiling for no good reason. Because at the end of the day, the truth of the matter is life really is magnificent, is it not? And regardless of what's going on, it's an experience. It's our soul, pardon me, coffee, my goodness, our soul will grow. I remember when I opened the book and I turned the page for the first story, I thought, doesn't really apply to me. But I had lunch with my daughter and I realized that, yeah, it applied to me. It's all about judgments. It really is. When you have one finger pointed at someone else, you have three pointing back at yourself. This is our book, Smile for No Good Reason. It's my go-to book. You can see, look at my little stickies. I have lots of little stickies in there. Between this book and Esther, I got through what I needed to get through. I knew I needed to get through it. I didn't like that I needed to get through it. Let's face it. When we face a tragedy or a life occurrence or something, an experience in our lives that is not a happy experience, let's put it that way, okay? It's hard to remind ourselves that we will get through it. I keep saying to Dawn, I'd like to push the fast forward button, but I don't want to really push it right now. I want to let it run its course. There are things that are happening, and I recognized this morning there are things going on that don't make me very happy right now. When I think of them, they make me sad. And so I'm going to do my best to avoid the things that make me sad and focus on the things that make me happy. even in that situation, because there are things. Every day is a new chance to make it even better, and wow, I feel really good today. You guys feel good? Yes? Let's read this section about pointing our fingers. How many of you have ever pointed fingers? You know how it is. You're pointing at someone. There you are. I'm pointing at you, right? You, where are these? Yeah, I'm pointing at you. These are looking right at me. Oh, hello. Hello there. How are you, all three of you? Good. This saying reminds me that whenever I'm thinking that something or somebody else is responsible for my happiness, I'd best take a look at myself. Finger pointing doesn't go far in building anything positive because it lacks responsibility. Regardless, what end of the finger, what end of the pointed finger you're looking at, it doesn't feel good. Over the years, I've been blessed to have some friends in my life who have demonstrated the power of asking, what can I do that is positive, instead of who is to blame for this? They asked me during difficult times, not just when it was convenient to do so. As you read about them, remember that all they had was the willingness to ask the question, what can I do? And then listen to the answer. Patricia Qualls. In the early 1990s, when news broke about the problems of orphanages in Romania, most of us found plenty of people and countries to point our fingers at. The images of mistreated children made us wonder who was responsible. After a brief period of being angry and pointing her finger like the rest of us, Patty looked at the three fingers pointing back at her and asked, what can I do? And despite potential financial loss and the interruption of her career, she left for a year in Romania and became a major organizer and fundraiser, touching the lives of thousands of children. Michael Rosenthal. Michael's lovely wife, Roswitha, became ill and died in the prime of her life. Michael and his young son, Toby, suffered great loss, as have many with an unexpected death. Michael could have become lost in blaming doctors for mistakes or God for his loss. But instead, he looked at the three fingers pointing back to him and asked, what can I do? Today, Michael has touched many with his heartfelt presence and his extended hand, helping finance the Center for Attitudinal Healing, serving hundreds of families going through the loss that he and Toby experienced. Charlene Hemingway. Charlene is like most people. She has to work, doesn't have much extra time. When she saw increasing numbers of homeless people on the streets, she could have blamed the economy, the government, or the individuals. She could have pointed at who should fix the problem. She could have looked past the homeless, not seeing their pain. Instead, she looked at the three fingers pointing at her and asked, what can I do? Over the last many years, she has organized donations and labor to feed and clothe thousands of homeless people. Despite the time and effort it took for my friends to do what they did, they describe receiving so much more than they gave. We do not have to do something as large as any of my friends did, but their example serves as an inspiration to the miracles that can come when you ask, what can I do? Rather than asking, whose fault is it? Just think of the differences in your own family or relationship which this shift can make. When you hear the answer to the question, what can I do? You smile because you know you are directing your mind to the solution instead of being part of the problem. Look to your own thoughts and actions instead of pointing your finger, and you will feel less controlled by the world and more able to direct your own life. What can I do? I remember reading that and thinking, I mean, what can I do? And the answer that came to me, I kept thinking, but I don't want to do that. then puts down, difficulties strengthen the mind as labor does the body. So true. So true. Every day is a new chance to make it even better. And that's what it's all about, because every day is a day to make it better. Every day, even when we're going through a crisis, whatever that crisis is, there's nothing that we can't get through. Agreed? It's a mindset. It's your choice if you want to get through things. I mean, I wanted to get through this challenging time, and I knew that this was going to be a challenging time, and I really wasn't sure how long I would feel challenged, and I wasn't feeling challenged all the time. It was moments, and I found myself, though, something I discovered, and we'll talk a lot about it because I think it's important. There's two ways to look at this. I talked a lot about it. I think because there's, without getting into the situation, there's a lot went on very quickly, and it was just really hard to wrap one's head around it. And I was trying to wrap my head around it, and for me, sometimes the best way to do that is talk about it. And I realized after about a week of talking about it that I wasn't getting to the place I needed to get to. How would I advise Claudia? What advice would I give if somebody came to me in this situation? You know, we were in the store in the mall. I got a phone call from my daughter saying my granddaughter didn't have her happy buttons installed, and could I help her get them installed? And so while we're walking through Bass Pro Shops, I don't know if you guys are familiar with Bass Pro Shops, a big sporting store, looking at all these stuffed animals and guns and interesting stuff for hunters. And those stores in Canada are a lot different than the stores in the States, trust me, but it's still fascinating. And I'm helping her install happy buttons. And I think it was at that moment that I really tuned into the fact that I was in control of how I feel. Now, I've also realized that there's things going on that don't make me happy, and so I'm going to do my best not to focus on those things. May mean staying away from some people for a while, which is fine. And if I have to be around, I will be in a place where I can be okay. And I made that decision, and I feel really good. I'm physically exhausted. It's amazing what challenges can take on a person, what a person can take on emotionally. When you're dealing with emotions, it's tiring, isn't it? There you go. You, Claudia, have, I just got to say, Claudia, that I hope you're writing a second volume to your book, because the experience that you've had, regardless of the long-term outcome, you have to admit, it's been pretty miraculous. Wouldn't you agree? It's been pretty miraculous. You need to share your story at some point. Good. I'm glad, because this is, make it like a diary. Keep as much information as you can, because I really think that, and would you say, Claudia, a lot of it is because you've been practicing the things we've been learning over the course of the time we've been here at Morning Motivator, which is always the same thing. Focus your thoughts on things that you want. Focus your images on the things you want, and believe that they are possible. And when you observe things you don't want, don't focus on them very long. Don't focus on them very long. I've been really working to find the lighter side. I found that humor is a quick way through things. It's important to have distractions. Very important to have distractions. Very important to have a support system in place and to use it. I did learn that. My support system got me through it very quickly. I realized that I had a very strong support system in place, and I'm very grateful for that. They've saved my life on many occasions. My life didn't need saving at this point, but it was nice to know that that safety net is still there, that I was able to just vent out it, just get out everything that was in there and talk about it to somebody who knew me and be able to find my happy place without having to dump on Don 24/7, the poor guy. And we're getting through it. Because I remembered to keep smiling. I remembered that's what this is all about. It's about experiences. It's not about right or wrong or who did what. It's about who do I want to be? How do I want to be? What example do I want to be? It doesn't mean it's easy to let go of things. It means it's just a reminder that this too shall pass, and I allow myself to feel the feelings I need to feel and let it go. I let it go. I don't feel them, and the more I recognize that, and the more I focus on happy, because I'm surrounded by happiness, and I'm learning to be more in the moment, because in the present moment I'm amazing. I did a lot of that over the last 2 weeks. There was a lot of present moments. And then I had moments when I wasn't present. It's interesting. Attitude of gratitude also got me through a lot of this. You know, none of this stuff that we're reading is any different than anything we read anywhere that helps us become better people. At the end of the day, sometimes what other people do affects our lives. It doesn't need to affect our happiness. We can get through it. Hey, Carl. Hey, Fern. Great you guys made it. So as we move forward here, and it's great to be back, by the way. Great to see you all guys all back. We will continue Morning Motivator. This is, I enjoyed the time off. Don't get me wrong. And we will be taking days off when we're traveling and things like that. But for the most part, we'll be here. Lynn says, when I feel down, I always know that my situation will improve because I have the faith and the smile to bring me back to where I want to be. Oh, absolutely. And it's one thing to know that, Lynn. It's another to put it in practice. And I know that. And to be honest with you, I'm pretty proud of myself for how I've come through all of this and for staying my ground, shall we say, putting up my boundaries, shall we say, and sticking to them and making sure that everyone is okay. And everyone is okay, so that's good. Life is good, right? For some of us, life is good. Life's good for me. That's all that matters. I can hope it's good for you too. Hey, Robin. Great that you made it. So I'm not sure the format that we'll take moving forward. We can talk about that. We'll take a bit of a poll here today. Do you guys like doing the 15-minute guided meditations? I know that I never get tired of hearing Esther's voice. I quite enjoy Lori Granger as well. There aren't a lot of meditations that I enjoy that much, to be honest with you. The Zen 12 meditations, I'm loving those. I'm going to have to see if I can find some of those out there that are on YouTube because they're really powerful. I really like them. I like his voice. So and it's like that for everyone, right? You're going to have your own things that you enjoy, but you guys seem to enjoy these meditations. And I know Steve gets into the Buddhist type of meditations and all of that stuff. And it just doesn't resonate with me. So you're stuck with me and what I like. Is that okay? I always like to check and make sure that you guys like what we do here because, I take meditation seriously, but I meditate all day. Meditation to me is really about being mindful, about being present when you need to be, about bringing yourself in, about taking a breath. However, I do find the 15-minute guided meditations can really help you through things. Thank you for the reminder, Carl or Claudia. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And I will have a special guest on the call today. It's probably why he was late, because he knew that's what's going to happen. My voice isn't that great today. It is suffering from cats. And I don't really like taking too much allergy stuff. I try to get through it, but you can hear it in my voice. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Uh-oh, no use singing. I'll back off. He has no sound. Can someone help him with sound? He can tell him to go to the settings and check it. Sometimes it's better that way because you can't actually hear me sing, but he'll get it working. So there's one of two things to do. Go to the settings and make sure his sound, that it can read his microphone and speakers and what have you. He should be able to hear himself if it's working, which it's not. Oh, there, he signed out. There we go. He'll get it working. Hopefully he'll make it back. This is a lesson that I had to really learn through all of this, is that we're spiritual beings having a human experience, and from each experience, it's about how we're getting through that experience as a human. How are we becoming better people, or how are we influencing others? My life mission, as you guys know, is to be as happy and kind as I can be and inspire happiness and kindness in others. I had to remind myself of that the last couple of weeks, but I did. Any sound, Carl? Oh, he's back. Yay. Wow, and we have time. Look at that. All right. Well, while I do this, guys, I would like to know what you would like to start our week with. We have our 4 Esther guided meditations. We have our 4 Lori Granger guided meditations, and I'm not sure that what else we have up there, but I am going to look for some of the Zen 12s on YouTube and see if we can use those, because they're really phenomenal. But let me know what you guys would like to listen to. And in the meantime, to our very special guest of honor today, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Carl. Happy birthday to you. Yay! It's the one thing that my children must endure once a year, is listening to Mom sing happy birthday. My grandchildren have learned to listen to it. And so, I'm putting it on YouTube. Happy birthday, Carl. What a great day to celebrate. Birthdays to me are really special because it's just a reminder that every day that life is special. You get another year, you get to celebrate, you get to go, yay, another 365 days around the sun. Let's do it again. Let's do it again. So, Carl, being the man of the hour, what would you like to have for our guided meditation today? Since you're the birthday boy. The big 56, I remember 56. Oh, feels like forever ago. What would you like to meditate to today, Carl? Do you have a preference? Esther, Lori, let go? It is your favorite, isn't it? Yeah, he is awfully young. I do remember being that young. You guys all good with listening to Lori Granger, Let Go? Well, we always need to let go, Carl. That's the name of the game, my friend. I got to tell you, the name of the game is let go, because I had to learn to do a lot of that the last couple of weeks. And you know what? It is possible. It just takes practice, and you just have to remind yourself. And you got to take responsibility. We'll talk more on that when we come back after our meditation. For now, let's sit back, Listen to Lori, follow her instructions, and just let go. Let whatever happens, happens. Let go of judgment, and we'll see you back in 15 minutes.
Centering ourselves in our posture of stillness and adjusting our spine to be upright and dignified. Letting the eyelids slowly come down and entering the sweet darkness of our comfortable internal space. We will be allowing a number of belly breaths to help us drop into a deep meditative state where we can let go of what may be keeping us stuck in our lives. And so, with feet planted on the ground and the body stable and settled in silence, place your right hand on the belly and breathe in slowly, allowing the belly to inflate on the in-breath and deflate on the out-breath. Breathe so that the hand rises as the belly rises and falls as the breath leaves the body. Now, bring your awareness to your lips and allow this next exhalation to leave the body through the lips with a slow, gentle, measured blow. Coming all the way down to the bottom of the breath. And just try this a few times. Breathe in, belly expanding on the in-breath. Breathe out with a gentle, slow blow. Now bringing your full awareness to this out-breath, tuning into the exhalation fully and hearing this gentle blow. And on this exhalation, allowing the shoulders to drop down now. Let go, let go. And hearing this next exhalation, dropping the jaw. Let go, let go. Moving to the neck now and hearing the gentle blow. Let go, let go. Moving down to the chest. Blow, let go, let go. And to the belly. Let go, let go. And to the lower body. Let go, let go. And now, exhaling out from the feet into the ground. Imagining with this next exhalation that your feet are growing roots into the ground, into this very spot on the earth that you fully inhabit with your presence right here and now. Strong deep roots forming into the soil, into the earth, and ground down through your core into this place, this moment, this space, feeling your solid essence. Breathing effortlessly now, with your feet rooted in the earth and your body relaxed yet solid under the vast blue sky, just being breathed by the breath. The breath is effortless. The breath is effortless. You are deeply rooted in this moment, breathing, being, centered, solid, strong, like a tree. And hearing each out-breath clearing the mind, clearing, clearing, breathing, hearing. Now, silently watching whatever arises in your mind. And as you notice a thought, an image, or memory arise in the vast space of your mind, name it. Worry, planning, reminiscing, analyzing, wishing, a simple label, knowing and naming. And then allow this thought, image, or memory to just float like a helium balloon into the heavens and watch it rise up and away into the sky. On the backdrop of the clear sky mind, just wait and watch as events form in the mind. Name them and let them drift into the sky. And one by one, let go and watch them float away. Notice which of them you hold on to longer. The sticky, charged, or recurring thoughts, and work to let them go without a second thought. In this way, we are working with letting go of shoulds, should-haves, what-ifs, and how-comes, returning to what is, clear mind, calm body, grounding our minds in awareness where we are the compassionate witness to all that arises, where we hold all the strings in our hands, all the strands, and we let them go one by one, returning again and again to the rooted ground of awareness in the mind and compassion in the heart. So now, spend this time just observing, naming, and letting go, allowing the sound of the breath to keep you anchored and stable in your body's relaxed, natural state. In a few moments, the bell will sound to end this practice of letting go, and let go into this next moment of your life.
Hello, Jana. Great to see that you popped in here. Hopefully the slides are back up. I missed those, and that was perfect for today. You know? Yes. Very nice. Good stuff. taking responsibility. I'm certainly not responsible for other people's behavior, the consequences. I'm responsible for my response to everything. And Carl, you mentioned earlier that those thoughts, those negative thoughts keep invading your brain, and it's really hard to let go of them. And number one is recognizing you have them. So that's like the hugest step ever, is recognizing that you have negative thoughts, and recognizing when you're having them. There's the key. There's those negative thoughts again. And then saying, because sometimes it's hard, because we allow ourselves to go down that rabbit hole, but we need to get to a point where we say, I'm responsible for my thoughts. I recognize there's negative thoughts going on in there. Ding, bada, boom. Pointing those fingers. Remember, who's responsible for your thoughts? Okay, Lynn, we will miss you, but we'll see you next week. Oh, Lynn's a he, Bonnie. So Carl, and everyone, number one, you need to recognize, which you have, Carl, you've recognized you have negative thoughts. What needs to happen is you need to recognize them when you are having them. I'm having negative thoughts. Bing, bada, boom. Okay, they're making me feel really crappy right now. And I know that I'm responsible for those negative thoughts because I'm choosing those thoughts. Doesn't matter that those thoughts are there because I'm observing things. Do we need to go over that? At any moment, we can stop and choose different thoughts, right? At any moment, you can stop and change what you're looking at. Change what you're thinking about, what you're looking at. I'm going to tell you, I'm having some challenges with my daughter right now. And we met for breakfast, lunch. We met in the morning on Thursday, and I took this book with me. I took it with me. I put it in my purse, and as I was having my coffee and feeling very, very irritated, I reached in and I pulled out my book, and I just took a breath and I breathed. And there's only one bit of advice I have for you, is that number one, you need to recognize that you're having thoughts that are causing you to feel like crap. And then number two, you need to be honest with yourself and say, like, duh, choose a different thought. Well, I don't feel like choosing a different thought right now. Well, too bad. And allow yourself to go through the feelings that you're feeling. That's okay. If it's something repetitive, you need to get a hold of it. If it's something new, you need to go through it and process it and remind yourself that it is what it is. It's either, is it true? Does it matter? Can I do anything about it? But there's lots of ways to get through things. Sometimes the thoughts that are making us feel bad are just repetitive thoughts that we're making up ourselves. And that takes practice. Robin, we have been reading, we were gone for a month in August, and we were reading before that Smile for No Good Reason. Great little book. Probably might even go through it again because it's just one of those books. It's got short little stories, simple things you can do to get happy now. It took me a while to open the book. I'll admit that. And the stories that I read they weren't taking me where I wanted them to take me, but they started to make me get, quit saying what else can go wrong. It got me where I needed to get. I needed to get to a better place. And let's face it, we always need to get to a better place, right? Well, and Claudia, especially you, because I've experienced this with my daughter in the past as well. Can you see how it would be easy for you to have worry thoughts? Worry, and start looking for signs of things to worry about? It's easy to do that, isn't it? If we can't change it, we can't afford to stress over it. Change what you're looking at. Change what you're focusing on, and start looking at something that's right. There's always something that's right. There's always something you can look at and think about that will make you smile. Always, 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 always. Might be hard to find it. Might be really hard to find it. Might be really hard to dig yourself out of that. But at the end of the day, there's not one person in this room that doesn't think they're responsible for their thoughts. Is there? You get to choose what you think about. You get to choose how you feel, how you process things. You get to choose different thoughts. You get to choose things that make you feel better. Doesn't matter what other people think. Doesn't matter how other people think. Doesn't matter if other people think you should do things differently. At the end of the day, it's about you feeling better. You know, when we leave this world, and at some point we all will, does it really matter if you were right or not, or does it matter if you were happy? Does it really matter if you were right or not, or does it matter if you're happy? And, you know, we can talk about what's wrong until we're blue in the face, which I was doing that quite a bit, because I had things I needed to wrap my head around in a very fast way, and so I got it out. And it was a lesson in everything we talk about here. It was just like going fast forward, and it's still going fast forward. It's hard to keep up with. But you know what? Oh, I'm really glad to be back, because you guys remind me what I needed to remind myself when we weren't here. And I have to say, for the most part, I kept myself at that place because that's who I am. And all the tools we've been using here at Morning Motivator helped me through these last couple of weeks. And I tell you, it's pretty exciting when you get to experience, when you know it works. I mean, we all know this stuff works, but when we actually put it into practice, it's like, oh, wow, cool. Carl, please come on up. We would love to hear from you.
How are you? Good morning, all motivators. I see there's some new ones out there. I am so excited today. It's my birthday. I'm 56 years old, and I feel like I'm on top of this planet. Get Morning Motivator back today on my birthday. That was the biggest thing of all. You guys are family to me. I mean, really. I missed my family when you was gone. I mean, you guys are a gift to me. It's just I can't function exactly the same unless I have some motivation in the morning. I don't know. It's me. I got to get self-motivated, without somebody's help. That's what my problem is, I guess. But this program, this Morning Motivator, has really done a big change in my life. I mean, I'm back with my ex now. I know how to deal with the negatives that I didn't know how to deal with before, all because I've tuned into people that have taught me another way. And Janet, you're just awesome that way. You have so taught me that negatives don't have to rule my life. Only I let them. And it's just one of those things that if you don't control your mind will be controlled by other people's negativities. And obviously, that will ruin your day. That will ruin your life. That will ruin the whole surroundings, all the people around you, as we're vibrational beings and we give off a vibration. And if people pick up a bad vibration, well, they're not going to like that bad vibration. But if they pick up one that is just energetic and on top of the world and you're just positive all over, you can feel your vibrations. And that let go was just what I needed. I've been listening to it, but it's not the same unless you're in with other people listening to it. It's like when you go on a vacation, you really don't want to go alone. You like to take a few other people with you. So you get to see their smiling faces and what have you, and know that they enjoyed it as well. And so I'm going to bring that energy to this as I always did. And as a matter of fact, I'm going to keep putting this out there and putting this out there until we have a whole list of people, because there's so many people in this world that need what you put out there, Janet. That's why while you was gone, I was saying, God, I hope she comes back. God, I hope she comes back. And, well, anyways, I love you guys. You guys are family to me, each and every one, even if I haven't met you. And Claudia, she has connected with me a few times. She's a very lovely lady. I was so thankful when Janet allowed me to have her contact information so I could contact her, because it was like she pulled me through that dismal period, in which I put myself in the dismal period, but I need to learn how not to go there. Stay right positive and don't let nobody change your mind, no matter who it is. Because without the positive vibrations, the negative ones rule you. And that's basically where I got to say with that. I love each and every one of you, and you guys have been so awesome to me, wishing me happy birthdays. And Janet's been being plugged into me. I've sent her pictures, and she's just been awesome. And Dawn, you're very lucky to have a person that is awesome like her. And I just want you to know she is special. And I hope you guys don't ever take it down, but I know you will eventually. But anyway, I'll let you guys go. Love you all, each and every one of you.
Thank you, Carl. I'm feeling a little emotional over that. I really missed you guys when we were gone. I needed the break. I really did. There was a lot going on, and I was glad I was not doing this when I had to go through the stuff we went through. But, you've come so far, Carl, since you started coming here, and I'm excited for the journey you're on. I'm excited for how you're feeling and the changes you're making. And, it's learning to not go to dark places would be wonderful if we never had to go to dark places. Okay, that would be great. But dark places come because we live with other people in this world. We live in a world that isn't just about us unless we live in a little bubble. There's going to be dark places sometimes. And this was for us a very dark place, and one we're still in and learning to let go of it. And, it's not about us. And we really have to work at reminding ourselves that we are in charge of how we feel and what have you. And it's sometimes we just have to remind ourselves that take a breath, smile for no good reason, and know that you'll get through whatever it is. And if you get in those dark places, recognize you're there. That's it. The sooner you recognize you're in that place, because as soon as you know something, you can't unknow it, right? So as soon as you recognize you're in that place, you know that you can reach out to get out of there, whether it's to read a book, listen to a meditation, think of Morning Motivator, reach out to someone at Morning Motivator. That's the key. The key is to recognize you're there and get yourself out. We live in this universe that is an experience. We don't always want those really deep, dark experiences, and they may come. And the more that you work on this part of life, the less you will be in those dark places. So we'll be back tomorrow, and we're here back Monday to Friday, and I'm looking forward to it. So I'd love to hear from more of you tomorrow. Whoever wants to come up, we'd love to hear about your experiences. Surely you have some. I have a lot to talk about and a lot to share with everything that's gone on in the past, because the lessons have been so huge for me, so huge, and really reaffirming to see that what we teach really does work. And it's pretty cool. Anyways, you guys are awesome. We'll see you tomorrow. Let me see what I can find to play for y'all. Getting back into the swing of things. Not bad for being away for a month. What do you think? Pretty good call today? Yeah. Let's see. There we go. Well, I have a lot of songs up here. I'm going to have to go through them. This is for all of you. I love you guys. See you tomorrow.